whenever we feel like we empowered ourselves, we have our shit together, we worked so hard on our healing, and we finally reach a plateau, or we finally reach a point where we can express ourselves, share who we are, share whatever, are confident, have boundaries, the devil sneaks in every time. For fuck's sakes, I don't know how many lifetimes I've been here in reincarnation, and the moment I feel like I know myself, I like myself, the devil comes in and tells you stories about, okay, when the devil comes in for me, or like demons, or like evil, or like energy, some kind of possession, some kind of entity that attaches to my precious soul and body, he comes in and he tells me stories about, you know what, this is not your home, this is not your real life is only just coming. And when there's just an inch, like a tiny little bit that doesn't feel home within, or doesn't feel home here on earth, or doesn't feel like enough and whole and home and proper and alright and like it belongs, if there's just an inch, you have to be so careful about dark entities, because they see that, they spot your weakness, they know what to say. The devil knows what to say. The devil says things like, hey, let's go, we're going home, and you're like, wait, what? And then if there's just a tiny bit of you not standing solidly strong and knowing and confident in your power, in your light, the devil kicks in. And if there's just a tiny spot in your being that is of doubt about yourself and your life, they kick in and they will tell you stories that sound like your intuition, but it's not your intuition. It's because if something tells you this is not your real life, you're going home, you're going, which is understandable if you have, if your life is really like lacking, like if you don't have family, if you don't have loved ones, if you don't have friends, if you don't have like all opportunities open to you, if you're not healthy, like the devil tells you things that are just, well, that resonate with you, right? You feel like, oh yeah, that's true, I'm not at home, I don't have family, let's go somewhere else. And if there's a spot left in you that is of doubt, evil will see that. Evil knows your weaknesses for some reason, and they will sneak in. And if they are in your head, making you sluggish and tired and exhausted and trained and of doubt, they let you doubt, then it gets kind of dangerous, because if they are in your head, they can tell you anything, right? And just like when I was a child, I would always say, let's go home, let me go home, please, it's so much work. Which is understandable when you are a child and you have depression and you don't know yourself. That's why it's so important to know yourself, to know your passions and what you love about life and who you are. And if there's just a tiny bit left that is unsure, the devil comes in and tells you it's time to do whatever and go and like do some crazy shit. So yeah.